volunteer? You want to go to Bible study next week? I'll show you. And I was like, oh my God, this lady is a serial killer. Because
now, can you? I would like for you to walk me through your first day going to prison. Like, what was that like? Like your first day, they book you, or I mean, I know you were already in there, but they like take you, they transfer you, and what was that like?
Well, you're in county jail, and then they come pick you up. You got to go to the holding tank about 3 a.m. And you don't leave, and you're cold, and you're freezing, and it's horrible. And then you go, they take you down in, they don't take you in a Bluebird, they don't take you on that, they take you in what they call a dog run or a paddy wagon. It's basically what you see the dog catcher pick you up, and two sides that run, It's a long ass drive, and, and Dallas is always, like, I went through Dallas, so Dallas is always up first, so we had to go through there. You see all the different vehicles lined up to drop them off. All the counties are dropping people off. You go in there, they strip you naked, do all that crazy shit, take a shower, and then you go through your property. It's a whole, and then you get your housing. It's just a long ass day. And then you go to sleep, and then you wake up, and they're calling you out for different things, medical, this and that, and testing and all that kind of, classification, watching PREA videos. So it's like 3 or 4 days of that whole intake thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And during this time, I want to ask, is there more camaraderie amongst women during the beginning, during the green phase of coming into the prison system?
Yeah. I would say so, yeah. And then you find your people, and you start. But then also, you're there for X amount of time, and then you're depending on what your crime is, what classification puts you as your crime or whatever, this and that, or your time and all that stuff. They start, putting you. They pick you. Nobody stays in.
So they keep people together that have similar crimes.
Yeah, classification. Yeah, they keep you together, similar crimes and similar your age and your this and your that. They think it's like it works that way, but it really doesn't.
Does it work?
Not really.
Have you what was the situation where you were maybe mixed match with a roomie, cellie, groupie, whatever?
It was between they sold my number because they were trying to lighten the load of what was down there. So I was in intake 4. I should have been there about 8 weeks, and I was there 8.5 months.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's not good. No, because that makes somebody very angry, especially TDC people, because intake is a state jail, and state jail people are ratchet ass bitches, and you're trying to work with them, and they don't care about parole, they don't care about anything, or they don't care about being cased up because they're going home. They know they're out date. They're going home. That's it, and so it's animosity. It's because they don't want to grow up. They think it's like a big game or something, and which they shouldn't even have a state jail in any state like that. It's separate. We're all wearing white, so I don't understand that. And so when I was at Lockhart, and then they sold me back to my number back to TDC. Lockhart's a private prison. Went there, and they sold my number back to TDC, and then went to Mountain View, and I had a cellie there that was cell block because prison's either dormitory, cell block, or cubicles, and that was a cell block. So that means you're celled in with that person, and that woman was God.
What was this? Is this the worst? Is this the worst unit that you've been in?
Yes, that one right there.
What made it so bad? Can you explain?
Because she was very institutionalized and
been there for a long time.
Not necessarily there, but she had been in the prison system, yeah. Right. And she was doing another 18-year sentence, and she was my age, but she was very old because of that, and very yes and master type shit. And I was like, you don't need to talk to people. You don't need to talk to me that way. And it was starting, and being very institutionalized. They do this thing with their like commissary, like she's counting it and playing with, doing all this weird like a routine. But she doesn't know any better or whatever. And I probably could handle it like if she was my bunkie or something, or next to me in the cubicles. But being that door, boom, boom, and you're like, God damn, this bitch is gonna start doing this shit.
Did you see a lot of sexual violence inside of the?
I didn't see any violence. I saw a lot of enjoyment. And some funny things too. Oh my God.
This is all women, right?
Huh? Yeah, this is all, well, except for some guards.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's a few male guards there.
Well, not a few. There's a lot of male guards.
Mm-hmm. What's the percentage of male guards to female guards?
Depending what unit you're on,
Gee, so I'm sure the guards.
Oh yeah, and girls are way worse than girls because they act like girls. Women are way worse than men. I mean, like these poor guys who come around. These guys, a lot of them are African, and these girls would be up there in their panties and bra.
Oh, wow.
Just to make the guy freak out and quit his job, pretty much.
Just to mess with them.
Yeah, just mess with them.
I've heard someone say that women prison is nastier than men's prison. That women are just nasty creatures.
Yeah, they are. Well, it depends on what unit. Like when I got to Mountain View, there's a lot of lifers there. You see these women like little old grandmas walking around. They're so cute, and you find like your lifetime without parole. What'd you do? Oh, I killed like a bunch of fucking people. And I'll start telling you stories. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. This is so crazy. And so what are you doing, dear? You want to go to Bible study next week? I'll show you. And I was like, oh my god, this lady is a serial killer. Because Mountain View is like, it's like I would probably say about 80-something% white women, and then there's hardly any African Americans on that unit.
Wow.
They're all over at Hobby with younger crazy people. It's classification type stuff, I guess. But they're like way more, and plus protective custody's there, so that's interesting. That's interesting to be on that unit with PC because the things you have to do at certain times. And then there's also death row for females is there. So, and it's that's interesting too.
Can you explain the protective custody unit? So they have are they in and out or
they have
a certain amount of time?
Oh no, they've got the same problems that anybody else does there, but because they are a high profile or a famous person, they've got to be everything and anything is they have their own yard and try to do everything in their cell, and unless they have to move and when they move around the unit, the whole unit shuts down, and it's pretty serious. And I didn't know how serious it was until I got yelled that I was going to be beanbagged if I didn't stop laughing and it turned around. And he goes, "You're going to be beanbagged first, and I continue to do it." And he goes, "Next are live bullets." He goes, "You and the other one, don't move." And like you have to stop as soon as they announce it. You have to turn away. They'll tell you if you're close to the situation, you have to be like, oh, like that's when they're moving something. Like they got an attorney meeting or like the what's her face is on. She could be on there for life. She should have been on death row, but because of her IQ, they can't kill you in Texas if your IQ is low. But her name's she goes by Tay Tay, and she was famous for what she did. And but she had an insulin pump, so they had to move her throughout the unit 3 times a day. So if you're out there trying to go to the library, trying to go to lunch or something like that, boom, stop, and you'll be out there sometimes for hours because she's got guards like all around her, like inside of her, and then turned outside. And the guys in the towers too. Yeah. They're watching her and they're moving along with her because they're, if somebody comes up and does something, they're going to shoot them, or they're going to shoot her or something. Yeah, and then so she was there. That's the only one I ever saw move around the unit. And then I saw the Dallas police officer was moved into there when she got the murder charge for killing the guy in the apartments.
Southside of the mall.
Remember, she came in the little tiny.
Guy, right?
Yeah. Both of them, John.
Yeah. So we saw her come in there for her little 10-year thing or whatever. And also, but I never. No. She was coming in when I was late. I got out before, but I saw her transported in, which I had to turn. Of course, I was and she's real tiny, so it was weird to watch her. How they were moving her in. Because Tay just moved around the unit with them. It's a slow move. God, it's so slow. And then what's her face was there. I was asked questions about that, but I didn't really see her or anything. But I knew when shit was going on with her because of Selena's killer was there. Yeah, she was there. I can't remember her name.
But yeah, so so during that time, you said you've been shipped to 4 different.
No, it was back with the number back and forth. So it was actually I was on 3 units. It was Lockhart for a little while, and then I was on Mountain View, and then Plain State was the first one. That was intake.
And so we talked about like the worst situations. Where did you experience better conditions, better living quarters, better? I guess.
Well, Lockhart's nice because it's a private prison, so it's kind of like that. Everything's so positive there. You don't want to work, you don't have to work, and everything. But then I started looking like everything is inside here. And people are wearing scrubs for different colors for what they're there for, or what they work in the industry, or if they work in the kitchen. Like, it started remind me of a mental hospital, and everything was like, I don't like that shit. And I just put it out there, and this is what it is. And then so when I went to Mountain View, I would say Mountain View is probably one of the nicest units. That's because those people are on there for a lot of them for life. You know, that's it. That's what it's going to be. So it's nicer. And then also you got death row there. So, and you have a warden that's she's really serious about her business. Like, she told all these groups want to talk to somebody on death row. You know, they want to do something with death row, help the women at death row. And she made a statement one time. They feel like, if you're going to give gifts to people on death row, you have to give them to the entire unit, or you don't come to my unit and get the fuck off my property. And so we got all sorts of badass shit, especially during the holidays. You know, I guess the most famous person that was there when I was there, Darlie Routier, was still there. I think Darlie Routier, she's still there, obviously, because she's gonna die. I mean, she's gonna be put to death. You know, she's out of her appeals. It should be any time now. Look her up. You have to, for what her crime is. She's not a nice person.